Well, wherever you are in the country, especially in the capital here in Accra, have you realized some changes in the weather? In a while, we'll get to engage on it. But Ghana's capital, that is Accra, is facing a severe air quality crisis. Now, with an alarming high quality index, and when I talk about high quality index, I'm talking about the AIQ. It is making it the global urban center with the poorest air quality. Well, the Ghana Meteorological Agency warns of increased dust infiltration, urging residents to prepare for worsening air conditions. My colleague Tutuwa Danso has the details of this report.
Approximately 28,000 lives are claimed by air pollution annually in Ghana. The air quality index reveals that PM 2.5 stands as the predominant pollutant, surpassing WHO's annual guideline by a staggering 41.6 times. Unfortunately, the nation's capital is set to experience more dust in the airspace in the coming days. Head of Central Analysis and Forecasting Office at the Ghana Meteorological Agency, Felicity Ahafianyo, shares the agency's forecasts.
The harmattan will still be with us. The dust will still be in suspension over the entire country. Visibilities will also remain poor, but then we are expecting some moist winds that will come in towards the weekend that will bring in a little improvement in terms of those of us that is along the coastal strip from Greater Accra Central and Western region. We're having some low chances of rain occurring, so let's expect some rain over the coast and parts of the middle sector. But it's not going to be the start of the rainy season though, but it's just bringing in a relaxation, and then later we'll have more dust coming in.
Felicity bemoans the Ghana Meteorological Agency's inability to track air quality due to the unavailability of technology to do so.
As an agency, yes, we are in charge of the atmosphere. Anything that happens in the atmosphere, we have to. But then we don't normally do it with our naked eyes. We need instruments that we have to use when it comes to especially the air quality. Unfortunately, we don't have any such instruments now to determine the air we are breathing. Everything is linked with finance. We don't have the finance. Most of our equipment are very expensive. So we had one or two. One was installed around Abetifi, but I understand it's not functioning well.
IQ Air in its report notes that air pollution in Accra is mainly caused by industrial activities, transportation and residential energy use. Head of Environmental Quality at the Environmental Protection Agency, Selina Amwa, emphasized the need for residents to undertake precautionary measures to safeguard their health.
We have developed, in collaboration with Ghana Standards Authority, the standards. So for air quality, there are two standards that have been developed. The Ghana Standard for Environment and Health Protection requirement for point source and ambient air quality. And that gives the parameters that undertakings are supposed to monitor, and then the levels, the permissible levels that are allowed. Because the air quality levels are going up, people should take the necessary precautionary measures to reduce their exposure to the effects of the high air quality levels that we are recording. And where it is necessary for them to go out, they use the pollution mask. And even for everybody.
But is the public aware of the poor state of the air they breathe?
I don't know what we can do about it, but then if there are any measures that they can put in place for us to rectify that, they should let us know, and then we will do as such.
From a free esrone basiano, and no bet me at the Ariano and from the area Abba or Ghana, and TSA very careful. What's up now free at Yamba, free them clear. And from an Abana, what you say, and yet.
How comfortable has your breathing been lately? Well, here in Accra, the air IQ has surged to a concerning 409, signaling a very hazardous and unhealthy air quality. Now, the impact of this air quality is not only felt by people with pre-existing conditions, but everybody. As the air quality of the country hits this mark, it is crucial to mask up, because the Ghana Meteorological Agency warns that in the coming days, more dust is going to infiltrate our airspace.
difficult situation there. Now, if you're at home, what this report is trying to depict is that Accra, as a city, is the worst. When you compare it to all other countries. Bring in China, somewhere in China, Shanghai, and take it to India. And I mean, Accra is the worst throughout the world. My colleague Joshua Nana Kwame Aira will be joining me shortly with some more details on this particular development. Joshua, thank you very much for your time tonight. So I followed closely the interview with the meteorological service woman who said, we do not have the machines to record this or equipment to record this. So who carried out a research came out that Accra is the worst throughout the world. And what does this mean to us?
Right. That's an interesting point there that Felicity Ahiafiano made. That is the acting head of public relations. What she is trying to say is that if you look at the measurement of air quality, it is not as easy as you may think, because several other underground and satellite devices are used, like the Joint Polar System is used, satellite system is also used. We have also the Geostationary Operational Environmental Satellite, R, is equally used. It's not something that we have the capacity to actually undertake. So we have the first one that we saw yesterday from the U.S. Air Quality Index, where they summed up 110 cities across the globe. We have Madrid in Spain, you have Bangladesh, of course you have Delhi in India, you have Beijing, and Accra. And out of the 110, Accra sat atop of the 110 cities across the globe with the worst air quality that we are seeing. So, yes, she's right. There's also another device that they use, which they call the aerosol photometer. Now, it works like the thermometer, right? Where it is actually gauging the temperature, recording the temperature from 0 to 500 degrees. Just that the aerosol photometer actually checks the change in air quality or pollution from 0 to 100. And if you turn to the chart that I have here, then you get to see. You can see some colors here. It is green, yellow, orange, red, purple, and maroon. Apologies if your TV is not actually depicting the exact colors, but I'll run you through as you see. And today, I'll just try my best as a self-styled environmental protection officer to explain to you how it works. Now, where we are at the moment, we are clicking just within the hazardous, within that area. Now, you see green and yellow. What this means is that it's a safe zone. Now, these colors actually communicate the level of health concerns that we are supposed to see as far as quality air index is concerned. Now, green, yellow is a safe area. So if anybody, whether you are young, you are old, you have certain heart and lung related diseases, you are safe within the area. That means that the air that you will be breathing in from now to the time where this wave passes away would be safe for you. Unhealthy for sensitive groups. Who are the unhealthy for sensitive groups? We are talking of young children who seem to have strong and well matured immune system. We are talking of people with heart and lung related diseases. We are also talking of the aged senior citizens. They seem to have weak immune system. So any pollutant in the air within this area, people within this category of would actually suffer some complications with their health. Then we have red and purple between the ranges of 150 air quality index to 300. This is unsafe zone for all of us, everyone. You watching the TV, me in the studio, Kokutimi there, everybody watching, this is where we are. Where it gets concerning is the maroon side, which is the hazardous area. Like I said, thermometer will check the temperature from 0 to 500 degrees. Now, the aerosol photometer actually also checks the pollution in the air from 0 to 500. Now, when it gets to the hazardous level, this is where emergency health concern and alarm will be raised. That means that any air that we breathe in at any point in time will be quite worrisome for all of us.
Point where Ghana is now.
Accra, we are here. That is a very unhealthy. So, you see this gauge. Let me quickly put it now. World Health Organization has a guideline that they put out there for all other regions across, or countries across. Ghana, by the EPA, we equally have our guidelines. Now, how do we measure this thing? You actually look at the level of air that the aerosol photometer would actually check, and then you multiply it by 100, and then you get your strike. Accra is right now here. tomorrow we may perhaps go down to this level, and that is becoming a concern that many would have to actually be observant
Joshua,
of.
if I could get 30 seconds of your time. I know the Harmattan is on, but what is causing this air pollution?
Right, I'll just put it in simple terms. You know, Koku, we have the ozone layer. You've heard of the ozone layer a lot of the times. We think it's a blanket. It's actually a gas that is actually in the Earth's atmosphere. Now, ozone layer is good, but when it gets to the bad ozone layer, which is the ground level ozone layer, that means that there is the sunlight reacting to certain chemicals, that is from carbon monoxide, methane, and nitrogen oxide. These things create problems for us. And so any amount of particulate matter of 2.5 that you breathe in, that is air that is fully densely polluted, you breathe in, has issues for you. And that is what is causing the Harmattan. Is quite dry and it's actually making some impact in that regard. But Harmattan is also a causative factor in this poor air quality that we are seeing in Accra.
Joshua, thank you very much for the explanation to us. Within the coming days, we would follow up closely. In other stories tonight, we'll bring you shortly. But before then, let's take this quick break. We'll come back with some more.